My mic is on. Good. Hello.
Uh-oh.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday, and welcome to Darkness Over New Orleans. I'll be your storyteller tonight. Dylan. That's me. My pronouns are he, they. You can find me across the interwebs. Roll number 4, Dylan. We have with us our very lovely cast. We have Christian, we have Robin, we have Thaddeus. This is the penultimate episode of Darkness Over New Orleans. Let's jump into our introductions, and then we will get on into it. Christian, you want to start us off, sir?
Yeah, sure, bud. Hey, everybody. Hi, my name is Christian, a.k.a. Fluffy Goomba, all over the internet. I'm a TTRPG performer, educator, and event coordinator here in the space. And tonight, I will be playing Maximilian Washington, Gangrel Primogen, leader of this disaster of a coterie. Pronouns are he, him, and sorry.
Robin, if you please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robin. I play Ambrose Winster, the fleshy nightmare, who's currently masquerading as a Nosferatu. But for how long? My pronouns are she, her, his or he, him. And my God, I can't wait. This is second to last episode. I'm excited. I'm afraid. Thaddeus.
Good evening. I am Aubrey Valentine, the dollar store whore. Not because that's not important. I'm a goofy guy who's not yet ready to die. Aubrey Valentine, my pronouns are he, him. Don't clip that.
Does anyone have anything they want to say before we jump into this?
Did they sell bullets at that dollar store? Because
I mean, you still have a bunch of bullets from before.
I always could use more bullets.
You have silver bullets from the fight with the Macaulay.
Yeah. I don't know how much that's gonna work on the Oblivion, but you can still shoot them. It's fine.
I would like to have purchased Oblivion bullets from.
Oblivion
dollar
bullets, yes, of course.
Yeah, I imagine it's like Beyond, Bed Bath and Beyond. I'd be willing to pay $1.25 at the dollar store. It's a premium.
Well, my friends, I think it's about time. Without any further ado, let's sink our fangs into this week's episode of Darkness Over New Orleans. Blah.
Blah.
When last we left off, our coterie had just left the sewers and had connected with Angelo, and they had reconvened back at the manor to discuss with the prince about the floating Ikari masses that you had found in the sewer and were told are in specific locations throughout the city. Upon arriving at the manor, you saw that the prince and several other of the coterie members, excuse me, not coterie, the council members were standing around a bobbing bowl of ichor. When you were in the sewer, you noticed that there were shadow figures behind the ichor ball. After you took a picture with it, Max, I believe, took the picture, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And after doing it this time, in rapid succession, you saw that these shadow figures were more formed into actual peoples, and they were reaching out and coming forward, trying to grab the other kindred in the area. With a little bit of UV lights, the ichor mass burst into flame, started to dissipate until it dropped out to nothing. And a few more snaps of the camera, you noticed that there were no more shadow figures. They all looked as if they were melting into the ground, trying to reach up and grab onto something to hold their place within the material world, but their gate had been closed. It was at this time when Ambrose changed into... Who did you change into again? I forget. You went down into the basement and you changed your face to look like...
Basement? No, I was going to change my face to look like the prince.
That's right. You were going to, but you did not. You held off on that. Okay.
No.
Yeah, you started talking to the two people that were down there, just like asking if you could just like take this, take that, have this, have that. And like, we need to keep inventory, so you cannot just have this. While that was happening, Max and Angelo and Aubrey were all talking about having to disperse the UV lights throughout the city to the special locations, which was in front of Angelo's house, in front of the town hall, in front of the manor, of course, the cemetery, in the sewer. These are the ones that you are all aware of. These are the ones that you guys understand of just now. We then rushed over to the dollar store to buy several $100s worth of knickknacks and such in trade for knowledge from the Malkavian fortune teller, Janet. However, Ambrose has in his pocket a very powerful card. A card from Angelo, which is a pretty much it's like a summons type card where they have to tell you certain information as it is being decreed to them from the sheriff themselves, as stated on that card. Excuse me. All right. We found out that Ambrose, there were, in fact, two people from the last discussion you had in the manor with Janet. You were being hunted and you were being searched for. The person that was searching for you was your original co member, Cassandra Gale. And the hunted one, I'm not so sure if we found that information out as of just yet. So that part did not get answered. We did find out, though, that when Janet, was trying to find out information, you saw her go into her trance and she expulged the ectoplasm out of her mouth. And there were layers of voices coming through, and you saw her talking to different people and saying that they shouldn't be here and they can't, aren't allowed, that they'd broken through her barrier, etc. And then a dark, raspy voice came through, and you all remember this voice to be the Harvester. Ambrose, you took it upon yourself to say, "Step up, I'll come meet you right now," And he just simply replied, "I'll be outside." This is when you left the room. Did all three of you left? Am I not mistaken?
We did our whole like come back alive speech stick. I think we might have been outside when this happened. So,
Okay,
but
we'll say that you all.
we had our final hurrah goodbye. As it were.
Right. We'll say that you all had left Janet's little her hovel. And Ambrose, you were just walking down the abandoned street. It is late in the night, and it is uninhabited. There's not even the sound of cars in the distance. The only thing that you see is what's directly under the streetlights going down the long road. Everything else is dark. Max and Aubrey, you two are walking out of the psychic's home while you see Ambrose is heading down the street alone. That's where we left off. We're going to pick up right from there. My friends, our coterie, the stage is yours. Turn this right over here.
Do we still see Ambrose walking away?
You can still see him. He's definitely in sight, but he is not close by.
What's the closest critter to me?
Closest
I would
critter?
like can we do a critter check, please?
Critter check, please. A vermin check.
Sure. We'll say
A
that
D100
there's,
and 100 of them.
closest critter would definitely be like a bug or two.
Well, I'm specifically so I could talk to them and be like, "Hey, follow them, and get your homies to follow them, please."
Good. All right. There's a pigeon across the street on a park bench.
Oh, immediately running over, crossing the street. Hey. Yeah, you. Yeah. I'm talking to you. We don't have time for this. I can understand you. You can understand me. We get each other. I need your help.
Talking to the birds again.
Okay.
Okay. I am associated with the other animals of this area, and I need you to get a message out to them. Okay?
Okay.
God damn it.
Is this one of the military birds?
No.
Oh damn it! I was gonna pull that in. You got it before me.
No. Just find. Is it ravens or crows? Find the crows. Yeah.
You
I
weren't
need you to
asking
find-
me, right? I think they're all nonsense.
Yes, of course you do. I need you to find murder of crows in the local neighborhood. They should be downtown. Downtown. Tell them that Maximilian needs their help to hunt down somebody, to look after somebody. Can you do that for me?
Okay.
A nice reward, a nice hunk of bird seeds in it for you if you do this correctly. I promise.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm a little proud of that one.
You should be.
should
That
be.
was-
So good.
You should be.
Absolutely.
Then the pigeon, it turns and goes, "I will make my ancestors proud. Messenger pigeon, away!" And you see him just flap off.
Oh my god.
He didn't seem like the best bird. There's not a chance there's other available birds.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that way. So I'm gonna have to rely on him to
He
get
had
to
a
the
lot of
rest.
feathers going in the wrong direction. I just
He is hoping they get the message to the right birds. In the meantime,
sure there was a thick layer of grease on him as well. That probably doesn't help him fly.
It probably doesn't. We have the hoopty, right?
Got the hoopty.
I'm gonna get my car. Fuck it. We're gonna go back to my gym and get my car for this one.
What's wrong
Okay.
with my car?
In this instance, we need a better one.
Then this fine piece of machinery. One slap, fucking bumper falls off.
Balls just.
That's its sports mode. It goes faster without the bumper.
Do you remember the first time we drove a proper car out of danger? Was it the hoopty or was it my car?
Here's the thing: when you say proper car, and I'm already seething. Do you realize the jams this thing has gotten out of us out of, I should say? It's not many. That's what I'm getting at. It's very low.
I need the one that we
Has
started
had
with
the
to get us out.
opportunity.
I need the one that started us out in this journey to help us get.
Yes,
into
we have
another
time to switch cars. Okay.
one. We do.
Talking to birds and switching cars. This evening's going well.
Hey,
I can contribute too. I could brainwash someone to follow Ambrose as well.
Hoomst.
There's a guy at the dollar store who is
You leave
expendable
that
by
poor
definition.
You leave that poor soul alone. That poor
What could
man.
I do to him that life already has not?
Why would we want to find that out? Come on. Why would we want to do that to that man? Why would we want to put him in extra
You're
hell?
right. So let's waste the bird that I'm pretty sure was wearing a hat made of like a milk dud wrapper.
Hey, he's got fashion. He's got more fashion than the average bird.
Well,
we
just
will
just
go
for
back.
shits and giggles, he's one of those pigeons who are missing a foot. Because 9 out of 10 pigeons
It's a
are
hard
missing a
pigeon.
foot somehow.
Hey, man, that's a hard pigeon. That pigeon's still walking? Fuck, hopping?
He's one of those kamikaze birds. They take the landing gear off, so he has to finish the mission.
They've seen some shit.
So let me just make sure I'm understanding this. You guys are going to be leaving Ambrose to his own whatever is about to happen, and you guys are
Yeah, I pretty much. I'm setting up the APB so that like a bunch of birds will fly out to their city. Essentially, hopefully, that's what the message says, and then it will report back to me because they recognize me, and hopefully we'll just drive over to wherever Ambrose is.
okay.
We did just
remember
give
the message for Ambrose was come
Yeah.
alone.
we put all this faith in them. We were like, "You've got this," and if you don't come back. And now
And we're just
and
gonna
we're gonna
Scooby-Doo
sneak
sneak.
behind them. Spritel and Chimp in the back of the car.
That car that backfires
That's a
like
throwback.
a shotgun.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna
to
give
You guys-
Ambrose time, but not enough. We're gonna give Ambrose time to do what they're doing, but we're not gonna be far behind in terms of like.
There's
danger.
trust there.
Yes.
We've got their back, but it's like they're way back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys hop into the hoopty, and you start making your way down to the gym.
No,
By
it's
the way,
supposed to.
Max,
The
you had
E, the
given...
light being on means it has E means extra 5 miles.
if you're lucky.
You're lucky.
You had offered the services of your watchdogs to the prince and
prince.
their hounds to utilize the
For the
UV
light.
lights because they are mortal.
Yes.
So you're gonna be going back to your gym, and there's not gonna be anyone there really.
Yeah. I suspected as much because I offered my whole pack really to handle that really.
Yeah.
And I will just get in my car and we will just start driving. Waiting. Worrying.
Okay. All right. We're going to take that time to now go over to Ambrose as he is soloing it down the center of the street.
So when Ambrose leaves Aubrey and Max, there's a smile on his face of confidence,
Excuse me.
of pride. The usual self-assuredness he has, that he always has the answer. or that he'll find the answer. And he leaves you with a smile and a wink, and he just walks down the road as he says goodbye to you. He walks on, his figure getting smaller and smaller, but as he turns, the smile drops. His entire face seems to pale of what little color is in it, and the sidewalk to him is stretching endlessly before him. He is feeling swallowed by the sides of the sidewalk. The only steps are his heels, and they're measured, they're deliberate, and that itself, it betrays the fear that is curling in his gut. The air around him feels oppressive. It's like something unseen holding its breath. And when the lights flicker, if there are flickering lights above him or around him, he jumps at it, as if expecting a hand to come out. The sidewalk seems to narrow even more. And if he had a living heartbeat, it would be hammering in his chest. His palms would be sweating. And there's this emptiness inside of him that he knows should be full of adrenaline. And he doesn't know what to do with that empty space. And every instinct in him is telling him to scream, to run. But he can't. Fear is coiling in his throat. And he's swallowing it down. His hands are shaking. And so he puts them inside of his trench coat. And his breath is shallow. He sort of whispers to himself, darling, a red-listed, flesh-crafted, masquerade-breaking monster. If I was anyone else in this story, I'd be a villain if I were anyone else.
As you whisper, are you saying it's inside your mind, or are you vocalizing it to yourself?
He's whispering it to himself, trying to fight the overwhelming fear that's inside of him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you have already heard the car doors shut and the hoopty trying to squeal its way around and back out, and it's now gone in the distance. You're very, very, very aware of your solitude at this moment. And this is why you need to speak to yourself. The voice that comes out of your throat is a bit of a comfort, because aside from hearing your footsteps, aside from hearing the almost gasping breath that you're making out of fear, you're hearing your own voice. And you know that out of anyone and anything, Ambrose Windsor has gotten Ambrose Windsor out of problems before. So hearing your own voice and saying that, confining in yourself that you could have been a villain, is giving you a little bit of strength. And as soon as you're done saying that, you hear a whisper back to you, coming from behind your head. And it just simply says, "Why couldn't you be a villain?"
Ambrose stops. And does he recognize this voice as the Harvesters?
Yes, undoubtedly so.
The moment freezes, and the air around Ambrose thickens. He tilts his head to the side without turning, and it's slow and deliberate. And a quiet chuckle slips past his lips. You're not the first monster to stand before me and think they've already won. And he turns around to face where the sound is coming from.
You make a complete 180, and you just see the pathway that you would just walk down. The only thing that's there, street lights and shadows, cars in the street, refuse along the edges of the buildings and the alleyways. And from directly behind you once again, you hear, "Oh, but I'm not a monster. Oh, no, no, no. I am a promise."
And what exactly are you promising? And he turns back around,
Facing
spinning
again,
around him,
same
trying to
every,
find.
every time you turn, everywhere you look, there is no one there. You are, as far as you can see, you are alone. Though the voice sounds like it's coming from directly behind you. And replies, "I promise one thing. I promise absolution. I promise a true kindred society where we don't need to fear the living, where we don't need to hide our existence, where we rule as we should."
I need no redemption from anyone. Not God, not anyone, not you. And he starts to run. And as he's running, he's shouting at whatever, if it's still around him, if the harvester is still there, he's continuing to run until he finds the harvester. I have seen flesh become nightmares. I have created horrors that would send the living screaming, and I have carved beauty with ruin from my own hands. Do you really think I fear you? You coward.
While you're running, you just hear him cackling. And that cackling is directly behind you with every footfall that you make. With every foot that you go forward, it's stuck to you.
He's going to turn a corner down an alleyway. He's going to zigzag through. He doesn't know where he's going. He is just running, trying to find something in the shadows, something in a hidden crevice, behind a corner, behind a trash can, maybe a shadow behind a door. He doesn't know where he's going. Do you know how many times I've died already? And he comes to another corner and spins around, looking for the figure. How many versions that I left bleeding in bathtubs and in cold hotel rooms and alleyways? This is nothing new. And I've carved through every kind of hell there is. And if I have to carve through you, I will. Show yourself.
As you're saying this, you hear up on the top of the building from the little alleyway that you walked into, you hear, as you look up, you see 3 crows perch up on top as they watch you, and 2 dart off in different directions. While you're saying this, the harvester's voice no longer comes from the back of your head, but from directly to the side, almost inside your ear. And it says, "You may have died several times, but I have taken more back from death than I can count. Bodies, to me, are like grains of sand on the beach. If you put enough together, you can build a kingdom. You've been through hell? I live in it.
Ambrose, despite his defiant voice, is shaking. He knows he's still young. He knows that this thing is probably much older than him. But it isn't the first elder that he has stood up against, or screamed at, or defied, or disrespected. And he turns slowly. A walking corpse. A hell of corpses. I can make the same thing, but with living flesh. Yours die and rot away, and mine stand eternal. Do you want to see which one of us will be the last corpse standing? I want you to leave. If that means that you and I must make a deal of some sort, I want you to leave New Orleans and leave my friends be.
That is precisely why I chose you, Ambrose. Why I told you to go by yourself. Why I invited you over here to make an agreement. But I will not be leaving New Orleans. No, in fact, I aim to change it. And I think you want change as well.
And certainly not from you. I am Mizumitsi. I am the child of Devora. And more importantly, darling, I am Ambrose fucking Windsor. No one tells me what to do. I rule under no one. You will leave. I'm giving you a chance.
You're giving me a chance, hmm?
Ambrose falters and steps back on a rock, kind of twisting his heel and trying to right himself. That's right.
You begin to feel a familiar burning on the back of your neck. And the burning doesn't just isolate in one spot. It makes its way down your neck, across your shoulder blade, down the back of your arm. Something is crawling between your skin and the fabric of your clothing. And as you outstretch your arm to pull up the fabric, you see a slug-sized ichor blotch making its way down. And as you put the arm out, it goes to the other side and drops to the ground, hissing as it sizzles on the concrete. It moves itself forward. And as you're watching it, you realize this is the same ichor that was back with you and the rest of your coterie inside that car when you were bringing Angelo from the cemetery to Max's gym. The one that you all thought you had taken care of. The one that you all had run around the gym with UV lights in an attempt to destroy. This is the exact same one. It spreads itself thin on the ground, and you see a face start to push forward out of it. A hand reaches out on either side and stretches the ichor outward more as it raises its body up and crawls out of the darkness. In front of you stands the hulking, leaned-over mass of a red, spotted cape, long, gnarly-faced harvester. We're going to go to the gentleman now.
I'll go ahead and pass, and you can give that to the next person. Or...
No, I don't want to go.
What do you mean it's the same blob? What the fuck do you mean?
You all never found it.
It was on him.
It was on you this whole
What?
time. Gross.
Intimate.
Guess what?
Double it and give it to the
never
next
mind.
person.
Guess what? What do you mean, guess what? Now, Ryan, get the fuck out of here.
Caught something.
Max is driving. I mean, what the fuck else? He's driving, and he's driving in his car. His window is down, and he's looking up at the sky, and just waiting in the same neighborhood, going to the same neighborhood that they left Ambrose in, and he's just driving, waiting, like just. I think this is the most focused he's been since the Olympic trials.
Ooh.
I think this is like he's waiting for any hint of movement. And I feel like that, like, what's the word? That urge, that need to have answers from the animals kind of like has makes him kind of like lose it, kind of sort of, and like he starts to like tiger out, eyes start to go that gold with the onyx slits, grip on the wheel a little like rough as it like bend. You can hear the bending of the material, and if it like affects the animals, it might rile up a lot more than what he was asking for. In like a radius, I don't know. Like he just feels the urge of animalistic protection and waiting, like a predator does, just waiting for the moment to move. Like even if Aubrey is like making jokes, this is like the first time he's not like reciprocating, and he's just like fully focused on the objective.
So you guys are driving. Oh wait, so that's. I'm sorry. You said that you passed. So that's what Max is doing. What is Aubrey doing right now?
He said you passed.
I was passing on the scene.
I pass on this week. Let's go to next week's episode.
You can double the bullshit next week. I'll just. Can I be sick? Yeah. So
Aubrey has a tummy ache.
I think that he's like looking out the window and he's captivating himself in like being upset and making a big stink about not driving his car, but that's really this subterfuge. That's really this undercutting way of him being upset about Ambrose taking off without them, despite the fact that he gave them the okay and this affidavit that they're going to be back and it's the right move. He is taking it all out on Max for not taking his car, and this is stupid. Automatic windows. My windows are manual, and real men drive manual. I've read that on a bumper sticker. What do you just with it? You do this with your finger. Mine Mine crank.
Mine crank.
My money
I guess you don't know about crank windows. It's all this automatic. What happens when the motor fails in this window? This never fails.
This never fails.
And
That's beautiful. I love that.
I bet you your windshield wipers work. You know what I do? I just lean out the window. That's what a man does, really.
Bet your windshield wipers work is crazy. And again,
So-
Max is giving you nothing.
I don't even need the windshield wipers to tell that it's raining. My
As you-
sunroof always open, always open. Midnight breeze, a little drink of
You
water.
gotta stop him or I'll keep going.
I was trying, but I started choking myself. As you
Floor
guys
mats?
are
Floor mats?
making,
I don't need floor mats. I have holes in the floor.
as you guys are making your way down, heading back towards the gym, Max, in your hyper-focused state right now, you do notice that your car is being flanked by two crows. One on the driver's side, one on the passenger side, and they are keeping speed with you.
Can't even outrun crows. This car. This is the getaway car.
Where? That's what he says.
Either side of
and-
the vehicle.
And it the one to your driver's side just says he's with someone in an alley back where you left him, not too far off.
And still immediately just like hit the, because this is an old car. This is not an automatic. He does have.
No, manual means windows.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about.
this is a classic. As he hits the shift and just it just drifts. and turns
Pulls the
back around.
e-brake and it just goes.
Yep, and just turns and
Thought that thing was like a rocket launcher. What is that?
it's just like a reminder of like that first night we were all together in the car, and they were driving away from the
what a night.
Mokole.
I try to block that out.
Giant
So
rock
your
came
your
flying
car
at you
has
guys.
birds. Mine has rodents. So
And he's just gonna drive wherever they get led.
Yep.
I think
so.
there's a
You
possum
you
in the
make
engine.
you make this screeching turnaround, and you see the crows both launch themselves upwards and then like fighter jets. They go up and then spin outward to come right back and start heading.
oh my
off
god,
in a
it's like
direction.
the Blue Angels but for poverty.
My God. Oh my God.
This neighborhood,
It's
it's great side of town we're on.
Never been the
Oh
same.
my god. Okay. I have things I want to say, but we're not going to say.
Pass. Give it to the next person.
Yeah, double it and give it to the next guy. Right. You start heading out. I'm sure you are putting a little more weight on the pedal.
Yes.
At this point.
Careful, this is a classic.
You bridge the distance in far less time than it took you to get as far as you were. And you see the third crow up on one of the buildings about 500 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not just staying there. It is like hopping around and fluttering its wings. It sees you coming. It knows that it's you because it sees its two brothers alongside, and it is desperately trying to get your attention.
Max,
You have
Red
never
means
seen
stop.
any animal have this type of need, necessity, urgency in their movements before. It almost looks as if these were. If you ever seen a bird in its final moments, it
Yeah.
will flap around endlessly in a dire attempt to get back to the sky. And this is what this crow is doing. It is hopping around. It is flapping. I want to use the word aimlessly, but that's not the correct
That
word.
bird is in
It
his
is-
death
It's
throes.
going in like one wing this way, one wing up.
Yeah.
It makes no rhyme or reason the way that it's moving. Besides, it's trying to get your attention,
Yeah.
and you see it, and you just paddle to the ground, and fly off. And at this moment, Ambrose, you can hear in the distance as this figure is looming over you, no more than 5 inches from your face. He's towering over you, but he's leaning over, kind of like the other mother in Coraline, as she's leaning over to Coraline and getting that intimate with her.
Ooh,
He's
who
doing
liked
the
that
same
reference?
side.
That was gross.
And he simply says, "You were looking for this," as he reaches into himself and pulls out the Book of Nod. And he just goes, "I'm trying to bring an oasis for kindred kind to this city. You want the knowledge of this book? All I ask is for your assistance in attaining my vision."
For him to pull it out, for Ambrose to see it in front of him,
With that.
the knowledge he has been searching for, the knowledge that he always craves, of where they come from, of their history, of perhaps what's to come, and it's right there in front of him. His hands go up, and even as they're shaking, the temptation is there to take it, to touch it, to open it, to see just what's inside. He desperately wants to take it. And despite his fear, that his instincts tell him to run, to grab the book and run, he doesn't move. He stares up at this looming figure of the abyss and its glistening ichor. But he's steady. His breath becomes steady again as he looks at the book and looks back up at the Hecata. His hands drop slightly to his sides, and they're wrapping around his middle, and it seems as if he looks scared or timid. But I want his hands to go on the inside of his rib cage.
Okay.
His fingers to slide inside of it.
Your own rib cage.
My own rib cage, as he's holding his hands like this, sliding it beneath the fabric.
I see. I got you. Okay.
His hands touch his ribs. He grabs one on one side and the other on the other side. You would do that? Give me this knowledge?
The harvester leans the book a little closer to your face and fans the pages closer to your nose so you can just smell the ancientness of it, and the lust of knowledge washes over you gently. And as he sees you like leaning in for it, he pulls it back. "This and so much more awaits you and any who follow me." As he slowly brings it back and puts it with himself once again.
And Ambrose does lean forward as if smelling a hot pie on the windowsill, just ripe for the taking. Except as the harvester says this, "But I want to be the last corpse standing." And he rips out his ribs. And he tries to impale the harvester on either side of his head with them.
All right, I'm going to need you to give me a dexterity and a melee, please. Dexterity
thanks.
melee. First, I need you to give me a rouse check, because you've got to do the vicissitude for the bone, for the flesh craft, to take the bone out.
Okay. All right. All
So
right.
there's going to be three. There's going to be three rolls. The roll for rousing.
Is that all?
Guys, okay. I'm good. I got okay. We got a 7. We're good.
All right,
Okay.
all right, cool. So that's a success. Now you need to roll your fleshcraft, which I believe is Protean and
Yep.
what else is it?
Yep.
It's just Protean.
Protean and the hold on. Oh, Protean vicissitude. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4. Okay. 5.
Gentlemen, think about what you
No.
want to do. We're going to be coming to you in just a few moments.
Gotcha.
Ambrose is so baller, but I'm scared.
Okay, so let's have that roll for your
Okay.
taking the bones out.
Okay. 110.
Mm.
I got 1 failure, but I got 110, an 8, a 9, and a 6. No, that's a 9. Yes, 2 9s, 110, 1 8, and a 2.
Okay, that's 5 successes.
Okay, what else I got?
Okay,
gotta-
cool. So you successfully, with ease, you just take the bone ribs out, and they are. Are you crafting them into daggers as you pull them out, or are you just going to use them as they are?
Yeah, there's sharp points.
Okay. Okay, now roll your dex melee, please, to try and attack the harvester.
Okay. Scared. Okay, Dex. Dexterity is 3. Melee is. Did I even put anything in melee? Yes, I put 1. 1. Okay. Oh, this is gonna. If this fucks up. If this fucks up. If this. Okay. Is a 5 a failure?
I don't know.
5 and under
I
is a
don't-
failure, right?
I
think 5 and under
don't-
is a failure.
I don't
Okay.
remember because I stopped using
Okay,
the old dice.
I got. Well, okay. Out of 4, I got 2 successes, and if we're counting the 5, I got 2 failures.
Oh, so that negates it then.
A 1 is a 10. No, I got 3 successes and 1 failure. Fuck you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, good.
Guys, I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
Cool.
I mean, you're stabbing a
You have
big
every
bad
right to
evil
be
guy
Tight.
with
All
your
right.
ribs.
6 plus is a success. Thank you, Matt. Matt Stormcrow gave us that information. 6 plus is a success. Okay. So with your 10, so you got 3 successes. Go ahead and roll the damage for that. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is.
Tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do.
Hold on.
Just
I
the
need to-
doe in the headlights looking.
I need to remember what the damage
hair
is.
drooping, like shocked is the perfect look for that.
It's called trauma, and I wear it well.
You slay.
You
with the-
slay.
The drop.
I want to be so elegant and composed and smooth and brave like Ambrose, but I'm not. I'm a wimp.
Like Ambrose.
Okay, page 304. Okay.
Zamiti gods, if you're listening, help the
Improv-
sister out.
What if the Zamiti gods horde is your trauma?
Improvised weapon. So
You are my horde.
if an attacker with a wound system.
Are you sure your horde isn't trauma?
Bam. Quit reading me, Aubrey.
Slay.
Good. Stop.
That's that. Not
Y'all,
ranged.
if Ambrose like explodes like a water balloon,
Mm.
for any reason, I want you to scoop up whatever's left.
And you
Eat it.
Give me just
feed
1
it.
second. Sorry about this is taking a little bit of time. I want to make sure we're doing this right.
Just incubate it. I don't know.
Incubate is crazy.
It is, but it's what I want.
I
it's
haven't
not
read
a-
that chapter of the Karma Sutra.
There's no DNR for like vampires, so just like scoop up whatever
People
is
still listen to ska. I thought I was the only one.
Zamitsu water boon. The name of my new goth ska band. That's funny.
Alright, so this is saying an improvised weapon
Uh-huh.
is a damage value of +0.
We're saying that this is improvised. These are razor sharp tactical
Exactly. So
ribs.
I'm trying to figure out what that
Hardly
would be.
improvised.
I'm surprised bone weapons aren't a thing regularly used enough to have stat block.
I can tell
Yeah.
you
So let's
for
see if it's
certain
over
his bone is a weapon.
Here in this
Like, what does a claw attack do? Would you have that be the
It should be improvised. This bitch came out of my stomach.
body?
Let's see.
Yes, you should. It's the other way around.
A
Just gonna sit here and brood.
D.
You wear brooding well.
That's it. Okay. Where is this? One moment, please.
Finger pyramid trial of evil contemplation.
A T. C. That's what we need. C O. No, nothing for combat. Nothing. So, why is that so difficult to figure out? Okay,
That's
that's
xylophone first.
ranged weapons. Critical speed plays a critical for the character to come because of full humans. Stone turbo. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and say, for all intents and purposes, that your bone weapons are gonna be +3, so it's gonna take 3 damage. It's not going to be aggravated damage, though. It's just going to be regular damage.
But I'm very aggravated.
I'm sure you are, my friend.
Feed off.
Okay.
Okay. 1 failure, 2 successes.
What? For what?
You told me to roll 3 dice.
No. It's the damage. It's
Yeah, you get
Oh.
3 damage.
They're on
Oh.
the boxes.
Oh, well then I'll just write that on the whiteboard.
Okay.
3 damage.
Damage.
That much.
Okay. We're gonna hold off on his next action. As gentlemen, you screech up between the alleyway, like you're almost cutting it off. You're with your car, and you're hopping out. I'm guessing you're hopping out, or did you want to do
Well,
something else?
what do we
before
see?
that?
What do we see when we like skirt to like in the direction of the alley? What do we see?
When you swerve in, and did you want to have like adjacent or facing it?
Facing it.
Okay, so you pull right into it. You see the towering figure of the harvester looming over Ambrose as Ambrose pulls out his ribs and tries to shank him. So you're seeing an attack happen as soon as you pull up. You just saw Ambrose thrust his rib cage knife into the harvester's arm.
Oh man, as much as I want to drive into this motherfucker.
Well, I don't
Car.
see what's stopping us. Is it
The
because your
Ambrose.
car is a classic?
It's because I don't want to hit Ambrose.
Oh, you don't
All
want
right,
to
Matt
do
just
that.
confirmed to us that a +3 weapon means it does successes +3 damage on a successful attack. So you had what was it? It was 3 success.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then
Oh,
you had a
When
10.
I rolled it,
Yeah,
when I rolled it,
yeah. When you
Add a
rolled
zero.
the damage. So when you rolled to hit,
the 3 dice that I just rolled.
No.
the one before.
When you roll to hit.
Oh, that's not in my head anymore.
I mean, I think it was like 3. It was either 3 or 4 successes.
Whatever you
Okay,
say, Daddy.
So then we'll put it at 6 then. We'll put it at 6 regular damage then.
Not bad.
Put you at 6 regular damage.
Okay.
Matt, thank you, Matt.
Thanks,
I
man.
love you. I love you. Thank
Appreciate
you.
you.
Cheers,
I
friend.
appreciate your
We're
knowledge,
stabbing
sir.
a big bad evil guy.
I appreciate your knowledge. Okay, so gentlemen, you see this happening in front of you as you are looking into the headlights on your car are shining this image in full light for what you can see now.
Yeah. And it's getting stabbed. And as much as Christian wants to just hit the gas pedal, and
Man, imagine
run,
if we had your headlights, UV headlights.
then both of them would die. And both of them would explode. As he just gets out and does the thing he always does.
I want to be right behind you, and I want to be yelling, "Why didn't we hit him with the car? Ambrose constantly tells me he loves being ran through."
His head perks up at this, turning to see the car and his saviors.
And just goes into attack,
Okay.
if you will.
Uh,
Oh my god.
he's gonna have his reaction first.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, you guys start barreling out of the car. Ambrose, you still have your hand on the bones as you're trying to keep them stuck in. He's going to reach and just grab your wrist as a large smile goes across his face.
Does he say, "I'm the Joker"?
First is a rouse check.
Fail.
Nope, he's good.
Damn it. What if he failed? What if he has failed?
Best day ever?
It's like fucking great.
Bird bones for the win.
Let's go.
Okay. He is using Touch of Oblivion.
Oh no.
That doesn't sound like a
He
peaceful
needs to
thing
now
do.
roll his strength and his brawl.
That doesn't sound peaceful in the slightest.
Oh.
If
All right.
they sold any sort of ointment that defends against Touch of Oblivion at the dollar store, I did pick that up.
Wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh. It's never great when a GM goes wow. It's either really bad or really bad.
It's either really bad or really bad.
Really bad, really bad.
Oh, interesting.
Guys, I'm contracting something.
Okay.
Ew.
Oblivion.
Yeah,
What,
you might
guys?
be ruined.
He
I got some Oblivion on me.
He grabs onto your right hand wrist. And using his Touch of Oblivion, you suffer 2 levels of aggravated damage, as well as a crippling injury. If this injury is inflicted to an arm or leg, the targeted limb is rendered crippled. And in the case of mortals, that doesn't matter. While vampires can mend the damage as regular aggravated damage. Okay, so... Okay, cool. Alright, so your right hand is... In essence, it's almost the exact same thing as if you had just had your wrist shattered.
Ooh.
It is now useless, that hand, for the time being. But you did suffer 2 levels of aggravated, so under the health you put an X as opposed to just a slash. And he does that as he now sees your friends jumping out of the car and coming at him. And he starts to just chuckle softly. And he says, "Oh, do you think that there's strength in numbers?" Max and Aubrey, you are now able to do your actions.
Oh, I'm already running. I'm already just like bullet train.
Can I take shots as soon as I get out of the car and see him
Yeah,
putting hands
absolutely.
on Ambrose? I wanna.
My
I don't
husband.
know how many shots I can crank off, but I want to immediately
that's
start
Dex
laying
melee.
into him.
My baby.
No one runs through that ass but me.
Crippling injury reduces dice pools involving the crippled limb by 2 until it's healed. So anytime you try to use your right hand, it's at a -2 difficulty. Thank you, Matt, again with the knowledge.
So good with the
Dex
knowledge.
firearms, right?
Mm-hmm. And I believe that's per shot, 'cause unless you have a, you've only got the one-shot guns, right?
I've got the well, they're defined one shot. They're pistols.
Right, but they each only shoot one per trigger. Like they're not like
Per action,
semi-automatic. Yeah. Okay. So
No.
for each shot, you have to roll Dex melee.
Separate.
Yes.
Dex firearms.
He's not fighting him. I'm fighting him.
Oh, if you could see me now. Legend fucking dairy. Okay, so first shot's gonna look really fucking good.
Okay.
One failure, 3 successes, and a critical success. 2 critical successes, I mean. 3 successes and 1 failure. So that's 6, right?
All right. So that first slug lands right into him. Let's do. Someone gnawed on their cat. Oh my goodness. What?
All right. Someone's got to bite something. Well, listen here, I'm about to tear that ass up, and then after we're done here, I'm gonna tear that ass up.
Bree, for God's sake!
It gets me in the mood.
All right. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right. Ranging. What is that? No. Reloading, tracking cold shot. Where is damage for the guns? Okay, here we go. All right, so this is a heavy gunshot, I'm assuming, because it's a Desert Eagle.
It's a
So it
Desert
is
Eagle,
a
yeah.
damage value is a +4. And how many successes did you get?
Minusing the failure, it's at 6.
All right, so 10. Damn, son. All right. 10 damage.
You were talking all that good shit before.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful.
And
I
then
wanna be-
shot you in the fucking face.
I want to be princess swept. Princess carried.
Well, what can I say? Bitches love cannons.
Bitches do.
No cannons at
I'm
this
bitches.
4, 5, 6.
I'm in fact bitches.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Christian, what are you doing, sir?
Yep. I'm running and ripping the two of them away from each other.
How
While
are
grabbing
you?
him.
How are you doing that?
I'm literally like football team, cause like, describe to me how he's like holding him like that, like by his wrist, or is it like?
So Ambrose has the 2 bone knives, and he's stabbing them into a shoulder and to a bicep, and the harvester just grabs. He's like effortlessly just reaches up and just grabs the right wrist. He's not holding him up. He's not lifting off the floor. He's just nonchalantly almost just there. Real
Ambrose
quick,
is screaming in pain.
I do very badly need to take a bio break, so let's take 10 right now, and we'll come back to complete combat and carry on with the story. We'll see you
Y'all-
all in 10 minutes, okay?
10 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
10 minutes.
Do I have to shoot the other gun?
You don't
I
have
just
to.
shot the first one.
Do you want to shoot the other gun?
I want to shoot all the guns.
Okay, we'll get to that. You'll be first in the docket when we get
You'll
back.
be shooting somebody there.
All
Be
right.
back in a
Everybody,
minute.
Restrooms.
All right, let's jump right back into it. Thaddeus, you ready for your second shot? I cannot hear you, my friend.
Let's do some shooting.
All right. Now, because this is your second shot in your other hand, this is not your strong hand, and you also have Ambrose to be considered in the frame of the shot. This is going to be at a -2 difficulty. This is going to be a -2 penalty.
Let's do it. Let's hope for the best. Not
And screw the
nearly
rest.
Not nearly as good. That's 5 successes in total.
Okay. Let me just double check one thing. Make sure I am correct in what I am thinking. 302 dice. Okay, so it's the dice modifier.
Oh shit.
So you sort of let's redo the roll because
Tell me what to do. I will do it. I've got 99 problems, and this motherfucker's just about all of them.
yeah.
But I've got a lot of bullets. Bullets solve problems.
Defending against orientation, don't that's right. Last resident village to keep moving and making one to the harder. Pitch right for potatoes can also be resolved in these cases. I'll find the rule. Okay, so whatever you have, take away 2 dice. And then that is your roll.
And then roll.
Yes.
So, so 3 successes.
Okay.
1 failure, 1 critical, success, and 2 successes. So that's like 3 successes, right?
Okay, yes. He's not looking good. He's not looking good at all. We're just 2 Desert Eagle slugs slam into him. All right. Christian, you are running over, and you wanted to separate them, or did you want to, like, claw into him to get him, or because you're
it's just
turning
like
into your animal form right now.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's just like a freight train coming towards him, and he just jumps in the air and leaps, and he reaches for his face to like grab him, and with like the gravity of like and weight, just like slam him in with like claws digging into his face into the ground.
All right, so that's going to be a grapple check. So I strength and wait, one second.
Strength and brawl.
Strength and
'cause
brawl, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because we
have a
made your
specialty
character specifically for this.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So
Listen,
your strength
Because I have a
and
specialty in
brawl.
grappling.
He's got the confidence of a man who's torn a fucking were-turtle apart.
Yes, he is.
So let's roll that.
You
beautiful
hear that?
footage.
A fucking were-turtle! You don't look as
Dinosaurs
big as
too!
a fucking were-turtle!
That is 5 normal successes, a critical, and 3 failures.
You definitely you beautifully, splendidly, skillfully do a leap, and you like Ambrose. As this is happening, you're getting a cinematic view. This happens in slow motion as you see Max careening through the air with one arm like cocked behind his ear, getting ready to attack. The other arm is stretched out, ready to grab him as it connects onto the cowl of the harvester, pulling it forward, and then the hand comes fast, and as the whole body just moves in one fluid motion, drives him down. You are on top of him, Max. You are now have like your knee on his chest, your hand is covering his entire face and pushing into the ground. Is there anything you want to say or what do at this point?
No, it's just animalistic. It's just rage.
Got you. Okay.
Because this guy is fucked with so many of us. He fucked with Aubrey, made Aubrey's life a living hell. He made Ambrose's life a living hell. He's made my life a living hell. He made oh my god, he's made all of our lives. And it's all started because he wanted to fuck with us and made our friend move away. This fucking piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
My brother's not here because of him. This fucker. And so I'm just slamming down.
Sure. Okay, great. Ambrose, it's your turn.
Okay. All right, we got one hand down, the other hand on the other rib that's in his shoulder or neck. Where is that?
Oh, you're no longer attached to him because
Oh,
Max
I'm no longer attached.
Max dislodged him from you with the weight and ferocity of his attack.
I hit him like
Good.
a football
Now-
train.
Is there any ichor on the ground? Any puddles that are moving?
Nope.
Slugs?
Nope.
Nothing like that? Cool. Okay. Ambrose has the lighter that Aubrey gave him, and he takes it out
Okay.
with his good hand.
His only hand.
No hand.
He has his coat and shucks out of it and lights it on fire. One of the ends on fire.
Your coat?
I have a trench coat.
Yeah, just
My
making
coat?
sure I'm understanding. You're destroying
wearing
one of your pieces of clothing.
One of your items.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
The,
Yes.
The Zemitzi is burning something that they covet. Got it.
That's how desperate this is.
They go hard.
I was thinking about cutting off my hand and lighting that on fire, but I thought I could fix that.
Okay.
I could fix that.
Yeah. And it's with a shaky hand. He's almost hesitant. And he pulls back, but he lights one of the ends on fire.
Okay. Okay.
He grabs the other.
The jacket starts to slowly go up, because even though it's of nice material, it's been through the ringer because you are masquerading as a Nosferatu. So it is just, it's got gross things on it. It's got flammable bits that have been attached to it. So it starts
is a
going
gross
up
thing.
kind of quickly. What is that? Y'all saw that, right?
We don't know what happened.
Well, okay,
happened?
we'll talk about that at the end when it's all said and
What-
done. Don't
what
worry
happened?
about it. Don't worry about it. Robin, you saw that? Did you see it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
yes,
okay,
I saw
okay,
it.
Okay. All right.
What?
course
I looked
I
away
did.
for 1 second and shit happened and I don't get to know what happened.
Listen, this is a spooky tale. Spooky things can happen when we're
Things-
telling
they-
spooky
they-
stories.
just-
Okay?
just-
Same. I was
That's it.
I was looking at my phone for my abilities.
Matt, can you believe this shit? This is wild.
Okay.
So-
you have a. It's about halfway. It just like starts climbing up the ladder of your jacket quickly.
Okay, great. I'm gonna run back over to Max and tell him, Max, move! And he's going to throw it. Well, he's gonna wait for Max to get off,
Whoa, that might
Or
take a
move.
while.
but he's gonna throw the jacket, the flaming jacket, on top of the Hakata.
Okay. The flames quickly engulf him because he's wearing very ragged, well-worn, loose-fitting clothing that is extremely flammable. Rather than screaming or rolling to put it out, you begin hearing him laughing. And he slowly rolls over onto his knees and picks himself up as he's just almost engulfed in flames now. And he stares at the three of you and just simply goes, "My final death means nothing, for I've already enacted my truth. Things were put into motion, and you have all quite literally lit the powder keg." And he throws his arms open wide as you see him look up into the sky, and you hear a sound that comes from beyond, just ushers out of him. And tiny specks. It looks as if he's spewing dust. just releases out of him. And the more of him that is getting caught up in the flames and engrossing himself, more just begins to, like a deluge, just starts flooding out of him. The body starts to burn into a husk, and things continue to just leak and leak and leak. There's no laughter, there's no screaming, there's no crying, there's no more words. It's just this otherworldly sound, which sounds what's between like a whooshing and a whisper. It's got that strange hum that you hear when you're, after you've gotten out of a very loud concert and you're sitting in a quiet room and your ears have that almost numb sound, is what you're hearing coming out of him.
Tinnitus.
Ow. The flames die out after a few moments, and whatever is left of the body crumples to the ground in a small pile. Charred bones, ash, and just the very faint few pieces of fabric remain, as two more tiny wisps escape the skeletal face of what once was the harvester.
Kind of terrifying in a less than not mundane way.
Ambrose is staring at it all, watching the column go up, and his breath is ragged and uneven, and even though the fight is over, his body can't settle. He can still feel it coursing through his veins, and he kneels down in the mess of it. His hands are trembling, gripping the ground, trying to anchor himself. His head lowers, his shoulder shakes, and you don't know whether he's crying or laughing, and his fangs are still bare. His throat is raw from just yelling. And he turns to Max and then Aubrey. What have we done?
Honestly, I think this whole we lit the powder cake really killed the whole vibe of us saving you.
I'm gonna. Max is calming down. He's just, like, he's deflating a bit. I don't know, but something tells me we're gonna find out really quick.
I'd like to pray to some god, not his. Though I feel like any decent god, when it comes to New Orleans, really looks the other way.
I'm gonna pull out my phone to call Angela, call our sheriff, and see if I get an answer.
Sure.
As
Go ahead.
he does that, Ambrose stumbles to his feet and throws himself at Aubrey. He's clenching his jaw, and he's silent, shaking, and clutching him tightly.
I was so worried about you.
You were not supposed to come.
I know. You are.
Thank you.
You could have handled it, I'm sure. You're the thing that monsters look under their bed for when they go to sleep, but honestly, it was for me. I was scared.
If I'm a monster, why do I feel so small, Aubrey? And he just breaks down into tears and holds Aubrey.
Your phone rings. 3
Not a monster.
long, arduous tones. until you hear Angelo pick up. How's it going, kid? What's the word?
Harvest is dead.
Oh, you sound like that's not a good thing.
We don't know if it is. So,
What? Okay, great. Tell me, why not?
because he said when we killed him, that it's a powder keg. And we just lit the flame.
Okay. You've got to give me a step by step, a play by play, every
I'm
single
gonna
thing that may have happened. I need to know in detail.
I'll give him the last bit as best as I can.
Yep.
The death throws while on fire. Jesus. I love dramatic bitches, but goddamn.
So, as you're explaining this and you're going into great detail as to every little minute thing that happened, and is particularly explaining the vastness of ashy stuff that left his body, none of you mentioned that you were going to look at the ash as it left.
Of course not. Why would we? Why would we look at the ash?
So as you're talking about it, Angelo says,
I did tell you I snorted it, but
Angelo says, did it kind of look like a misty cloud of black ashy stuff? Like soot, kind of?
What remind me what it looked like? Because I was so enthralled by it.
Yeah, it's exactly just that. It's just like motes of stuff. It's what you expect to see, the aftermath of a fire. The
Yeah.
ash that comes there, but it's like floating along. So pretty much what he
Yeah.
describes.
Yeah. That's right.
I think that there's some of it coming this way.
Turn to see the pile. If it's still there or it's leaving.
So the ash that as he expulged it,
Oh, as he exploded,
it
flew into the air.
went up and it went in different directions.
Yeah.
Like even if the wind was going one direction,
the sheer audacity. The sheer
Even if-
audacity.
Audacity of these
even
bitches.
if the wind was going one way,
It's still.
it went against the wind and it
I love
traveled
that.
across.
Love that. Love.
Oh, that's-
I love magic vampires. Not busted at all.
Can you just go back to monologuing?
Angelo then says to you, yeah, there's definitely ash on the wind or something. It's hold on a second. It's funneling. What the hell? Max, I'm outside my house right now. I've got 2 of our gangrel here with me. I'm waiting on your boys still. But if you said that was a powder keg, something just happened. That ash just funneled itself into this floating orb thing.
Fuck. Get away from it. Get away from it now. Angelo, get away.
Max, what's wrong?
There is no sound coming from the other end of the phone now.
Angelo. Angelo!
Max, did he?
The next thing that you hear is the sound of a phone being dropped on the pavement. The click, clack, 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 clack.
Max is immediately running to get into the car
They're
Right
following.
behind you.
and just peeling off.
Okay.
Max, I don't want to say it's probably not my place, but you're getting rusty. The last time you really killed something, it stayed dead.
Oh, Bree, it's not the time.
If there was a heartbeat, this is this is not a flush of life on purpose. This is a seething anger mixed with the fear,
Steering wheel bending under his grip.
pretty much. Yeah.
It didn't
It's
need
just-
power steering. He turns the vehicle.
He
Like,
just turns it.
He shoves his feet through the bottom and he puts his foot into the ground
see,
and
look,
it just
if
starts
we took
turning.
my car, you wouldn't need to break
The
the,
Flintstone
bottom of yours.
car.
Flintstones
I
through
holes
it.
in the bottom of my car.
Just Flintstones through it. Yeah. And he's just there's a fear and anger so primal it's prehistoric. As they drive to Angelo's house.
Okay. While driving. All three of your phones begin blowing up. Text messages, phone calls from different people. Because everyone has each other's number in the network, you all are getting inundated from everyone trying to reach out to you because you guys seem to know all the shit because you're always there when it happens. So they're the ones that everyone is reaching out to right now. Is anyone answering a phone right now?
No.
I know, Max, you are dead set on getting to your sire.
Yes.
I think I'll type. Ambrose will type something.
So, are you responding to a text or are you going to text someone?
I think I want to do a mass group text.
Just
Okay.
add
If ever-
everyone in the contact list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I tell them to just surround the damn thing with fire?
Well, what do the messages say? That's what I'm curious. What do the messages say?
What the fuck is that in the sky?
It
Holy
says,
shit.
What is
Fuck,
the
fuck,
orb
fuck.
of destruction
So-
growing?
I'm trying to make peace with my god, but he's not picking up my calls.
Some of them say they're floating. Some of them say they've all collapsed. Some of them say it's not just kindred. Some of them say run.
So Max, as I'm looking at my phone, I went ahead and got those plane tickets.
Max is not responding.
It's an option.
So are you going to respond to
Are any of them from the prince? Or...
He's going to talk this out. Fire didn't work. Fire made it
It's-
worse. What should we do? What should we tell them?
so
Surrounded with fire? Then
all
what?
of the messages are coming from just regular average day kindred. There's not a single message or phone call coming in from anyone of importance. Anyone who has a name that you've been associated with is not reaching out.
You know, Lily's asleep. I could tell all of them just to go down the tunnels. All the younger ones.
How is your hand?
Oh, it's fucking dead. Speaking of which,
Can you fix that while we have a moment?
oh yes, yes. Here you go. I think I'm not going to ponder on this. This is not my fault. This is not my fault. This is not my fault. And he's going to try to reconstruct his hand,
You need
pulling
to
out.
you need to spend blood for this.
Fuck me.
My
God
horoscope
damn it.
today said you're in for a real challenge. Well, that was a bit of a fucking understatement.
Oh
Why
God.
does God give his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers?
Any soldier.
Just any soldier.
Just any
Anyone other than me.
soldier.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna spend the blood to do that. Fuck.
2.
Oh, 2? Fuck.
Because there's 2 aggravated slots.
Yeah, 2 aggravated damage. Yeah.
So do I have to go down in health too?
Or
No.
blood.
You now have you lost
2
2
hunger.
blood. Yes, correct. You go to 2 hunger. You are now have a negative dice pool though.
Fuck.
Yowza.
Okay.
You add the hunger dice to your dice pool is what I meant to say. And
All right.
in exchange
Oh,
for
okay,
regular
yeah.
dice.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Okay.
Max,
Yeah, he's
you
gonna
pull
fix it.
up.
Mm-hmm.
You pull up to a scene. One of the gangrel is on the floor, convulsing a little bit. The other one is standing on his 2 feet, but locked up. Like lurching forward, but locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Angelo is arching backwards, arms back behind him. His body is doing that almost like a backward C, and he's looking up, mouth wide open, and he is 1.5 feet off the ground. And he is just ecstatic.
Will, not even paying attention to anybody else, get out of the car and just rush towards Angelo.
Okay. He's non-responsive.
Behind him.
Angelo, I'm just gonna I'm looking at him and then like looking to see like if he's looking up at something.
So if you try and pull him down,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at him, his eyes are glazed over. The irises are a milky white.
Max is still just shaking it. Max is just like trying to like even it's like if you just to pull him down, does like he stay like in the air like he's stuck there.
So, yeah, so it's like a buoy. You pull it down,
Okay.
and he goes right back up to where it was.
Oh man. Come on. And is there any semblance of the orb? Anything?
It is gone.
Fuck. And I think it's this point that both Ambrose and Aubrey see fear and weakness. Like genuine, like terrified. Not dread. I'd say dread, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't know what the next move is.
Who else is there around them?
Just 2 other gangrel.
Ambrose is going to run up and try to help Max pull Angelo down.
Okay.
He doesn't
Same
know
thing.
what else
you
to do.
pull him down, and
He
Back up.
he's trying. He's continuing to try. He's not giving up, and he has blood streaks down his face, and he keeps saying, Max, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I did this, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Angelo, I'm sorry.
This couldn't possibly be your fault.
And like Max like backs up from Angelo. He lets him go, and he's just think. Okay. I'm gonna roll to see if he even does this, or if like he can figure it out immediately to do it. Give myself an evens and odds here. He looks for the cell phone.
It's on the floor.
And will unlock it. It's the same passcode he uses for everything. And he will look for the prince's number.
Sure, it's very easy to find. If you go to the call history, you see it's like the last 5 after yours.
And will immediately call.
Okay, the phone rings 5, 6, 7 times, and then picks up. You have reached area code 7 digits.
Fuck!
Aubrey, do you know any rituals? Do you know any occult things? You're a blood witch. Do something.
If you remember, my sire wasn't exactly a great mentor. I don't think hypnotizing them into being people again is going to work, but I'd be willing to try.
Aubrey, please.
If your blood,
Try.
you said your blood is like, I don't know, acidic or toxic or something. Can you make it so that
Absolutely, it's toxic, but for him, he doesn't have cancer. We're not trying to give him radiation until either him or the cancer dies. That's right, I know about cancer treatment.
Can we move them, or like if we move them, like let's say like we push them away from the spot they're standing in, do they still like float, or do they like move back to the spot where they were floating initially?
So, like I said, it is a
space
buoy type situation. So he
Yes.
would, if you move him anywhere, he will traverse back over. The one that's
Can
on the
I
floor
use-
convulsing, if you start to drag him, he goes where you are. The one who's locked will move to where you are, but he will not get out of his locked position.
So my cell phone doesn't have a camera or screen, but can I use his cell phone to take pictures of them? I want to see if something's around them.
Yeah, absolutely. You can absolutely use a cell phone for that.
Yeah. Can I borrow his cell phone for a moment?
And Max gives it to you.
I'm gonna start snapping photos of the people.
Yep. Had you seen the pictures of the shadow people before?
Yeah, I was looking at them with.
Okay,
I was
great.
horrified about them.
Yeah.
You see we'll say that you're taking a picture of Angelo. You see Angelo in his current state. And you see that there is a person, a figure, an entity overlapping him in the exact same pose. You take a picture of the one that's convulsing, and you see the same thing, a shadow, a figure, a person, an entity imposed in the exact same spot. With their features, though, are not what's showing on the face of the person, on the gangrel that's on the ground. This one, its face is elated. It is happy. It is joyful. You take a picture of the one who is standing and locked. Same thing. There is someone else on pose on top of that.
Do I
And
get the
they
sense
are also
from?
very happy looking in the photo.
Do I get the sense that they are possessing these?
Can you give me
People?
a wits and occult?
3 successes.
This definitely, from what you understand of possession from your knowledge of history and horror movies and such, this looks like your typical possession. Yes.
It's just... What do we do? I'm
Are you
showing the
taking
pictures.
pictures of
do
anything
we do-
else?
Where the orb used to be.
Sure.
Sky.
And the sky. I'm imagining Emrakul, the promised end, like Cthulhu creature with tentacles.
Staring at
and-
us.
So where
just
the
up there.
orb used to be, in front of you, there is nothing. In the picture is a crack in the fabric of reality.
And I'm sharing that with everyone.
Don't I punch guys? What is this shit?
Oh, I know you punch guys.
wanted-
Yeah.
Can't punch that. That's the fabric of reality.
The harvester said he wanted to become God. How do we kill God?
It's a bigger gun.
I don't know yet, but we are going to.
Look,
What does
I'm
a fabric of reality
mostly
torn
shoot
look
things.
like? What does that mean?
So,
I'm-
so this is how it looks. It looks like someone took a knife, stabbed the air, and just haphazardly pulled it down. And there's just scratches. And you know how, like, when you cut into a piece of paper, it's never perfect, even when you lay it
Right.
flat up against its pieces again. That's what it looks like. It looks like it has that openness to it, and you know how and why it should be perfect.
Right.
But there's that little space that you see between the two. That's the beyond.
Mm-hmm. God, what the fuck?
Look, I'm stupid, but I am so stupid that I am not going to run when that is obviously what we should be doing. And I am unfortunately far too weak to affect a crack in reality, but I'm sure there's someone here that has more information than us.
What about... God, where's Malkavian when you need them? Where's any of those kooky motherfuckers that can see beyond?
The only people I can think
All my
that will know more than us about any of this are the Prince and Aisha.
Send them the pictures.
What about Lady Goulon? It seems like with the library and all the things that she knows, and
Oh, yes.
Does Angelo's phone have Lady Gulong's number?
Yep.
it seems like that would be a real good reason for her to get whacked.
He
as
is
well.
he is the sheriff. He has everybody's number.
He is every number, yeah. I'll
Guys,
call. Lady
I've really
Gulong.
upgraded. I have this nice sheriff phone.
Just snatching the phone out of her hand. and
Oh,
calling
that was an
Lady Gulong.
iPhone 16.
It's an iPhone a billion. Hold on.
My
Can't
phone doesn't
afford
even know about the internet.
So you give Lady Goulon's number a call, and a few moments go by, and she picks up. Yes, Angelo. What terrible thing is happening now?
She sounds pissed. Is she pissed?
Lady Gulong, this is not Angelo. This is Maximilian. They,
Oh,
they and a bunch of other, I'm suspecting, Kindred, her. I think I should just show you, and he will send the pictures. If she's a cell phone, I'm not sure what she has.
You could do that while you're on the phone. That thing's advanced.
And we'll send the pictures of the tear and Angelo and the seizing goon. Just, just everything out of our control.
Just everything.
Just everything. You know
the
what?
goon and goon.
We are kids. We are kids at this. This is an adult we're talking to right now. Help.
I need an adult.
Look, I've only been in Vampire Society for like a couple of years.
Right? I've only been like 6, 7. Max will also say, and the prince is not responding to my call.
She responds, well, that makes sense why we haven't heard from them. It's only the regular run-of-the-mill kindred who are responding right now, it seems.
She just call us run of the mill.
It would very much so assume that our dear sheriff and several other ranking members of our council seem to be possessed. Do you know if these are ghosts or what type of entity these are that have entered these hosts?
It's dust connected to the Hobster.
I would love to tell her, but I'm just a run-of-the-mill vampire. What do we know?
What do we know?
Fabric of reality and all that.
For your safety, I would quickly move away from that area because you cannot see if there are more coming for you right now. Are there any others besides these 3 who are possessed in your direct vicinity?
Gotta look around.
You look in the 2 directions down the road, because this is a one intersection road. When you were coming down it, there was nothing, but you're in a residential neighborhood.
Yep.
Looking down the street,
People are being raptured.
you see about 4 mortals, and they are all locked up.
It's mortals too.
Shit,
Locked
even
up.
the run-of-the-mill mortals.
They're locked up. 4 of them. Fuck, we gotta go.
You need to
This
run
is a breach.
right now. You need to run right now.
Where do we run to?
I can't believe I'm saying this. Meet Megan at the Sanctum, and she will bring you all to the library.
Right.
Now.
Thank you.
Max, where did she say to go?
Where are we going?
We're going to the sanctum of Lady Gulan. Come on.
No,
Megan!
there's a masquerade. There's a masquerade breach.
Come on!
The hunters will come. And he runs behind him.
I was
Get into
already.
the car and drive.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what you just did?
No. No, I don't.
If there are breaches, the hunters will come. If the hunters will come, other things will come as well. This is huge. This is big. This is why we shouldn't masquerade breach. God, I cannot believe that is coming out of my mouth. And he sinks back.
As you're driving through,
Darling, I know you're stressed, but look at it this way. There's a very good chance we don't survive the night.
you are noticing there are different people, kindred and mortal alike, as you are driving past, who are all locked up, on the ground convulsing, or just slightly elevated off the ground. You are driving into a more densely populated area. The sanctum where the Grolans live is close to the French quarters. This is a very busy area. and you are seeing more and more people getting locked up the closer you get to it. Once you finally do arrive to the Grulon mansion, you see Megan is not outside, but she is standing inside the house at one of the windows, holding on to one of the drapes, watching. She's clearly keeping herself safe. You can only assume that Lady Grulon had reached out to her and let her know that you guys were on the way and what the situation at hand was. Once she sees your car, you see her give you the wait a second sign, and she slams the curtain shut, bolts out the front door, doesn't bother shutting it, and jumps into the back seat. Just go. I'll give you directions.
Immediately take off.
Who have you seen so far?
The sheriff. And both humans and Kindred.
There were so many of them.
How did this happen? What brought this on?
Thought we were getting rid of the harvester.
You saw
Turns
him?
out, saw him, fought him, burned him. And as he burned up, he laughed and said, and like Max is trying to focus.
Yep.
It's trying to get back to that leadership role, that head of the coterie. He said we set off a powder keg, and that this is the result. What this is, I don't know. It is a possession. I don't know. I am just a gangrel that leads a boxing gym. This is way above anything I have even had nightmares about.
Did you all just confront him and start fighting? Was there a dialogue between any of you beforehand? Like this there has to be more information. There has to be something.
Yes, I confronted him before. He said he wanted to remake the world so that Kindred wouldn't have to hide. He tried to give me the Book of Nod. He wanted to recreate this world in our image or something. I forget. A lot of stuff.
He wanted to change New Orleans. He wanted to be a place where Kindred
Yes.
weren't.
He wanted to change New Orleans, something that wasn't Camarilla. And that's when he showed me the Book of Nod. As if the answer to what he wanted was there.
Oh, I see.
What
I
do you see?
They wanted to have either a Sabbat or an Anarch city. They wanted a city where Kindred ruled without fear, without inhibition, using the people like livestock.
His
The
intention
only
was to become
way,
God.
I wouldn't say a god. I certainly not a god. A god. Our gods, our antediluvians, if they came back, they would take us all out, right? We're all waiting for. We're all waiting for that to happen, aren't we? I don't think
Are
that was
we?
his goal. I think that he was trying to shake up the system and bring about a place where truly evil kindred society could reign. And now he's set forth an army of ghosts and ghouls to possess us all? There has to be something else.
There's always
If
something
you
else.
are taking out the soldiers, it'd be very easy for another force to come in and just wipe it all out.
Are you saying that you think that the Harvest's intention was to prime the city for another army to come through?
Tactically, that is the best decision right now. Yes.
Oh. And what if there was another army already here?
Well, this might be our final night then. She keeps on guiding you to the direction of where you're supposed to go. You are no longer in New Orleans. You're on the outskirts, closer to the water. You're actually going almost in the same direction you'll be taking to get to Marcel and his fan boat. But you're not going on the main road. You are going deeper into the brush and the darkness. And she continues on saying, if there was an army coming to take out all of the Camarilla here, as well as some of the mortals, as we are seeing, are being locked up, you wouldn't even need an army. If he was using an army of the undead to possess everyone, you would simply need a good battalion or a group to come in and take care of it all. Right over there. She points to a very, very, very faded, it looks like a game trail, but it's too wide. And you pull off to the side of the road and go down just a little bit before she tells you to stop. And she gets out quickly, making sure, she turns around, making sure there's no lights following you or coming up the same direction. And then after a few moments of her waiting and observing, analyzing the area, she starts heading deeper into the brush. Just motions for the three of you to follow her.
We'll follow.
Of course.
This is the wild, and Ambrose is looking around. Even though he knows the Garu aren't here anymore, he's still hyper vigilant, looking around himself. And I believe at this point his hand is fixed. That he spent that.
We'll yes, because you spent the 2 blood. We'll go ahead and say that you are fixed now.
Okay.
Point of reference: you do not know that the Garou are all gone.
This is true.
Oh no! Well, hyper vigilant.
Still hyper vigilant as always.
She comes to a fairly large size boulder and she just pushes it aside. And when you see this, clearly all of your interests are piqued, and a quick walk over and a tap shows that this is a hollowed out replica. This is definitely something built to look exactly like the real thing. And it is covering a entranceway to what looks like a mine shaft. Not just a straight drop down, but a slow decline at an angle. And sitting at the front of it, front of this rails, it's not a mine cart so much as a trolley system. She jumps into it and ushers the three of you to get behind her quickly.
Hops on.
Does the same.
On it.
Down, down, down. Deeper into the earth you go. What you thought was hot and humid and sticky outside only doubles and triples so the further you get into the murkiness of the underground. The surrounding areas of New Orleans are known to be wetlands. They're known to be dank. And what is solid ground still has that slickness to it that fresh mud does. The air is cool and hot at the same time. And the deeper you go, it starts to get a bit dizzying. But Megan just pushes on as if this is another day. The light behind you has all but faded. As you're continuing your descent, you see she leans forward, and you hear a little squeak as you watch her turning a lantern on, and the light gently hums outward, filling the space as your cart, your little trolley, ends its descent and comes to a slow stop. In front of you is a well-designed and fortified arched walkway made of cobbled stones, bricks, and beams of wood. There are sconces on the walls with small, they're not entirely torches so much as they are decorative looking pieces that have a glow to them from electricity. She hurries you three inside. The hallway lasts about 50 feet or less and opens up to what Maxie remember this view of a sprawling opening. It's like a cave, but there are towers and columns of books, scrolls, tomes, knowledge as far as you can see. Pieces look old and ancient, not decrepit, but you can tell that they are fragile. There are candlelights almost scattered throughout the entire place, keeping a light glow. Visibility is dim, but you are able to easily navigate and catch your footfall as you're going through it all. It takes about a good 5 minutes to navigate through this maze of books and other loose papers. before you are presented to Lady Aisha and a man standing next to her. She gets up from her chair and, without welcoming you, just simply says, aside from the fact that you are the first three to ever have walked in here without being blindfolded, without not knowing where you're going, aside from that very important thing, you will all follow my command for the remainder of this evening. If you have any reservations about this whatsoever, tell me right now.
Is this Aisha or Gulong?
Lady Grulon. Did I say Aisha?
Yeah.
I apologize. Grulon.
Scared me for a second. I was like, what?
I apologize. Grulon.
It's all good. Okay, so I want to make sure.
Ambrose nods quietly, but he looks a little past Lady Gulong as well. Like, his eyes are on her, but every now and then they flicker to the man behind her, studying him.
You just see the back of his back and the back of his head. He's not facing you guys. And as Lady Grulon is instructing you all to let her know if there's any reservations, he puts his hand on her shoulder. And you can see that this hand is malformed. Not a birth defect, but not a medical thing either, but it is looks like it is a battle scarred. It's missing 2 fingers, the middle finger and his ring finger. The wrist juts out in a way that looks like it had been broken over and over and over again and cannot be fixed back into proper place. The skin looks charred a bit in some spots. And as he puts his hand on to gently grab, you hear the cracking of joints. And Lady Grulon says once again, do we have any reservations about my command right now?
None.
Then let's begin. And we're going to hold off until next week from this spot.
I was holding my breath. I was like, be super chill about what you're about to see. Be super chill about what
Y'all, I'm not okay tonight. This was a lot.
So thank you everyone for joining us on our penultimate episode. Next week is our finale, our campaign, our chronicle ending finale. What a ride tonight was, my friends.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I put a picture in chat of the promised end.
Where?
The one where we're talking in.
Okay.
Just as quick as place I can click it.
I don't see it, but I'll find it afterwards. So next week, if you all don't mind, let's start game at 8 o'clock so we can go through a lot of things.
Yes.
All right, everybody, we will see you next week, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go through our exits. We'll go in reverse order. Thaddeus, after you, my friend.
I think it's actually someone else or something. And good evening. I've been Aubrey Valentine, just a little guy who needs some time off after this apocalypse. Like my dear friend James said, eat your heart out, Buffy Summers. It is in reverse order that still puts Robin in the middle. Robin, the cream
Hey,
to all
sandwich.
sandwich.
Delicious. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm a loss for words. I even like have a stomach mouth. Like, I was ready for anything. I didn't know what was gonna happen. But
Gotta pull out the old stomach mouth.
I don't know.
What
I don't
in
have
doubt?
the teeth on it.
I think you can only be stabbed with so many bones and then slammed into the floor so many times before
Thank you
the
for
man's just
watching.
like, you know what, fuck it.
Well, thank you all for watching. I'm Robin. I've been playing Ambrose Windsor. We have made quite a mess, haven't we? Yet again. I think that's fine. It's fine.
I think you had to kill him.
Did I have to burn him though? Damn.
Damn.
All right.
I'm sure he would have pulled some shit like
Yeah.
Hecate do, I'm guessing.
I need to
Turn to
feed.
dust anyway.
I need to feed.
I don't know where you're gonna feed at.
I don't know where I'm gonna feed at either. We're at the bottom of fucking mine
There were a
shaft.
lot of floating humans that seemed just right for the picking.
Like an apple.
Yeah, go ahead.
This tastes
Go,
like,
go ahead and eat one of the
possession.
possessed people. Let's. That's gonna be good.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Christian, you're up, my friend.
Hey everybody, hi, hey, woo, Lord, woo, Lord. Hey, my name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba. All over the internet, I'm a performer, educator, event coordinator here in the space. I have been the leader of this coterie, and good God, this is where we were the last time. We drove all that way out here when we first get to the library. Goddamn,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Ugh. Goddamn, Dylan, what are you doing? What's this finale gonna be?
It's gonna be
Oh,
good.
It's gonna be good. I can't wait for next week.
Yeah. And I have been your storyteller, Dylan. You can find me across the interwebs. Roll for Dylan. This was quite a fun episode. I both anticipate and I don't want it to happen, our finale at the same time, but it's going to happen. We are going to be rating Mozzarella. She's playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Mozzarella.
It's 2 E's. All right, so yeah, we'll see you next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Say goodnight, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Everybody.
Oh boy.
Good
I
boy,
watch
baby.
someone play Baldur's Gate.
Bro. Oh.
And raid. Oh, of course, it's in the middle of a.
The monkey that likes killing our family. It's back.
Well, let me tell you.
Let's catch an ad.
Yeah.
Oh. When Dylan did the voice thing for the harvester, I was actually shaking. It was actually scary. I loved it.